Bipartisan negotiators in the U.S. Senate are moving closer to a deal to provide more funding to Israel and Ukraine, top priorities for the White House, as well as more funding and resources for the U.S. border with Mexico, a top priority for Republicans who argue that chaos at the border has grown under President Biden.
We have been at these negotiations for 4 months. We are at the finish line.
The deal would give the U.S. more power to restrict migrant crossings at the border while also speeding up the asylum process. If the bill becomes law, Biden says he would use the new powers to, quote, shut down the border when it becomes overwhelmed, embracing a policy position Republicans have called for.
I believe we need significant policy changes at the border, including changes in our asylum system to ensure that we have authorities we need to control the border. And I'm ready to act.
But even if a deal is finalized in the Senate, it faces dim prospects in the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, where Speaker Mike Johnson has told his colleagues he is unlikely to take up the current version of the Senate bill. One reason, former President Donald Trump, who's campaigning heavily on border issues.
We're going to seal up the border. Because right now we have an invasion. We have an invasion of millions and millions of people that are coming into our country.
Trump has signaled to members of Congress that he opposes a deal, hoping continued scenes of chaos at the border will help his campaign as he tries to retake the White House. That, according to several U.S. news outlets and comments from Republican lawmakers.
That are saying, hey, to protect President Trump, we need to make sure we don't vote on this.
Trump's stance is frustrating Democrats.
Many of these MAGA Republicans are taking their cues from Donald Trump directly. These are the same folks who for months said, what's happening on the border is an emergency, you've got to act. And yet now, when real, meaningful, and bipartisan legislation could potentially be within reach, they're doing everything they can to kill it.
And raising objections from lawmakers in Trump's own Republican Party.
And the idea that someone running for president would say, please hurt the country so I can blame my opponent and help my politics is a shocking development.
Senate negotiators hope to release the finalized bill in the coming week. Jim Spellman, CGTN, Washington.